Hello, hello. Welcome to Real Talks with WUNDT. I'm your host, Dr. WUNDT. You like what I'm doing? Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button if you like it even more. Show me how much you love me by hitting that like button. I love to see them likes. It makes me so damn happy. If you had a chance to make someone so happy, do it. Hit that like button. Make my day. It will make my day. It will make my week. I love likes. I love likes. I love likes. I'm a likeaholic. I'm sorry. Please hit that button. please, like, please like me. Will you like me, please? Please like me. um, Before we go any further, my book Proverbs is out in Amazon.com or BarnesandNobles.com. 3,700 all original Proverbs. Look at this. All that wisdom. Look at all that wisdom. 222 pages of wisdom. It's a must read. You'll come out having a greater understanding of good love and how to make it. Um, or I'll give you your money back. If you read it and don't like it, I'll give you your money back. How about that? Buy it, read it. If you don't like it, I'll buy it back from you. But I know you like it. There's something in there for everyone. I got something for everyone. All right, this next episode is called ESP, which is another remake. Wah 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 wah. From the old episodes that I erased for the fourth time. This time I'll leave it. I swear I'll leave it this time. Um, and it goes like this. Some of my first. I'm gonna tell you some of my first experiences with ESP, extrasensory perception. I was at this rave called April Fools in the Brooklyn Armory. The windows thumping, the doors rattling, the whole building shaking. Crazy party, the Brooklyn Armory parties. Whoever remembers those parties back in 97, 95, was it? 95, 1995. Uh, anyway, that was the first time I dropped acid. Was at this party, April Fools, and I go to the dealer. I go, "It's my first time," and then he gave me a hit, and then he goes, "No, give me that back." And he took that back, and then he went in his jacket to a secret pocket, and then he pulled that just hit. And he's like, "No, this one's for you, brother. It's your first time." I was like, "Word, good looking." So I was standing over by the doors. The Brooklyn Armory is huge, like hundreds of thousands of square feet apart or distance. The dance floor is like six giant tower speakers placed strategically are in a circle of pumping bass so loud that you can't even hear yourself think. And I'm walking and I hear like this crashing sound behind me, like a can, like this, like sound like a metal crashing sound of something crashing and hitting, like right in my left ear, and it was so loud. It was so loud. I was just like, "What the hell is that crashing sound?" And I turned around and I looked all the way across the dance floor, all the way across the dance floor. Still got pain on my finger. You know it was a good day. Uh, and all the way across the dance floor, across giant six towers, speaker towers, there was a garbage can lid that fell and hit the floor and was rolling around. And I saw it, and it was like hundreds of feet away from me, but I heard it crashing and rolling around like if it was right next to my ear, like if it was right there. And I go, how am I able to hear this over all this music and all this thing? I hear this garbage can lid crashing, and that was like one of my first experiences with ESP. And I was like, you know what, this acid, some other shit. I'm gonna get on this. I'm gonna get on this tip, whatever it is. Uh, I can get used to this. This is a drug I got to explore a little more. It's making me do these crazy things, like hear a garbage can crashing through an entire rave, like through hundreds of pumping bases, pounds of bases being pumped out of the speakers. I hear this garbage can lid fall like if it fell right next to my shoulder. It was just impossible. But that was extrasensory perception, and that was my first really experience with it. And that's that. All right, my second experience that I want to talk about. These are all early stories in my ESP game, but they're good ones. Second one is we go. I was in college, and I go over to my professor's house because we go to protests and stuff, and we do video editing, and she's the video editing equipment is up in her attic. So so before we even open the door to the attic, I hear this sound, this like this beeping sound, like ee, and she opens up the door, and we're walking upstairs to the attic to go cut this video up, and it's like ee, and it's like this loud, alarming sound that's so loud. I'm like freaking out. I'm like, you guys don't hear that? I'm like, that isn't bothering you? They're like, what are you talking about? We don't hear anything. I'm like, you don't hear a single thing? They're like, no. I'm like, it's coming from behind the couch. So we go and we pull away the couch from the wall, and in the wall was plugged in a bug zapper that sends out sonic frequencies to scare bugs away. And I was hearing it. I unplugged it. And I was like, ah, oh, thank God. It finally shut off. But like I heard it like it was loud as day. It was so friggin' loud to me. And like that was the day I really realized how differently everyone was really here and perceived the world through their different sounds and sights and abilities. And I couldn't get mad from that moment on. I couldn't get mad at people who listen to progressive trance because maybe that's what their ear just likes, progressive trance. I don't know why, but I couldn't get mad at them any longer because maybe that's just what they were in tune to. Because I was definitely in tune to something different, you know what I'm saying? And it was something like I never experienced before, but that was another good case of extrasensory perception. Um, another my third case that I'm going to talk about was when I was at the Boo parties on the Chelsea Piers. Who remembers the Boo series, Stuck on Earth? Chris's couches. Chris loves parties on, but this was the one on the Chelsea Piers, on the two long piers, and where the piers were just shaking and shaking, and the floor was going up and down and waving because there was so much bass, and the people were dancing so hard that it couldn't. It felt like the whole pier was gonna fall apart at any second, and I was on acid that night too, and I'm going to leave the pier, this one room, and go to the main floor, which is on the main land next to the West Side Highway, and the main floor. And I'm walking out of the room, and I feel these eyeballs. I feel two eyeballs pop into the back of my head, like if I got shot in the head with two eyeballs. And I go, who's looking at me? And I turned around real fast. I was like, psh, and I turned around real fast, and I locked dead eyes with this guy who's hundreds of feet away from me, and he goes, "Oh my god, oh my god!" And he starts freaking out because I heard him looking at me, and so then I just picked up. I went like this. I just picked up my six shooter out of my pocket, and I shot him, and I go, "Tsh, tsh," and then I shot him, and then I turned around real quick, and then I left the room like a gangster. I was like, I caught you looking. Caught you looking. Be careful what you think about. Some people might hear you. So that was another cool extra sensory perception thing that happened. And then then Green Velvet took the main stage, And he started playing the song "Heart Attack," "Heart Attack," "Heart Attack," "Heart Attack," and then this guy dies ODs of a heart attack, and then they shut the party down because too many kids were dying. And this is like during the height of the BTS robbing everyone, and the after. So then you have they shut the party down early, so you had hundreds and thousands of kids that are now all on drugs, and they have to go somewhere. So they check in with the after hours club, and we could go there early and go there early. So it was only like 5, 6 blocks away from where the Chelsea Piers was the after hours. So everyone was walking from the party over to the after hours spot, and they just took over. Ravers took over the streets in New York City and like blocked traffic for blocks. And it was like the national drug parade. It was like Boys Town. It was like the end scene in Boys Town. I'm on acid. Everyone's like, woo! Kids are flying everywhere and stopping cars. Cars are honking, and it was like the end scene in Pinocchio when he goes to Boys Town and they're falling off the Ferris wheel and shit. That's what it was. Uh, that's what it felt like. Everyone go to the after hours. It was the National Drug Parade. So so that yeah, that was another case of ESP. But when I really first started my first experiences with ESP, though, what they were I would give out my mixtapes and my CDs to people in clubs and stuff, or to whoever promoters, this and that. Everyone I'd give my CDs to, my music to, my mix to, and then it would be like 2 days later after I give it to them, and then it would just pop in my head and start playing, and then I'm like, so and so is listening to my music right now. Now he's finally putting the tape in the player, the CD in the player, and listening to it. And I would hear and I would know when people listened to my music or not by when it just would pop in my head and start playing. And then I'd know that they were listening. I'd call them up. I'm like, "Were you just listening to my CD?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm just like, "I know. I heard you listening to it." But yeah. So that was when stuff started to get cool for me and started to get groovy for me. Was just some of these experiences, but that was really my first experience was the mixtapes. I have to say, set it off when I was just like, "What is going on with this? This is extrasensory perception stuff, some Spider-Man stuff. I have Spidey powers, Spidey powers." Um. So yeah, those are just a couple of ESP stories for you. Take it or leave it. That's all I got, people. God bless. I love you. 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 I do. I do. I do. Blessings, blessings, blessings. I love you. 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 I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. I love you so much. I do. I do. I do. I love you. All right, I got more crazy stories on the way, but we're gonna try and re-put them up all up again because I took them all down. But one by one, they'll get back up there. I promise. But this is a good recapper for those who missed it the first time. Now they get to hear the stories again. So enjoy and remember, cop my book, Proverbs. Peace, yo. Peace.